How do we gain muscle quickly? Hey, everybody, it's Jason Blaha here. I thought I would answer this. This is something that I actually get as an extremely common question. It's a question I see people asking actually all over social media and fitness pages, particularly new people are like, look, how do we gain muscle fast? Do we need to bulk more? What do we need to do? Do we need to just train more? And the reality is, I know those aren't necessarily the answers. They're not necessarily the answers. Definitely not bulking more. Hey, and the evidence for that is non-existent. When you look at most of the studies, a big calorie surplus just makes you gain fat. Okay, just makes you gain fat. It will make you gain some strength through the leverages, the extra body fat, but you're not necessarily going to gain muscle faster. In fact, unless you're lean already, like if you're at a body fat that's a little squishy at all, you probably don't even need to gain any weight to gain muscle. That's just the reality, and the data supports that. People who are fairly lean, if you're lean enough to have a six-pack, it's different. But if not, you may not need to gain weight. And I'm not saying some of you skinnier guys shouldn't gain a little bit of weight as you go. Not necessarily a bad thing. But keep in mind, you're just going to speed up your fat gain. That's actually not going to make you gain muscle faster. You don't need to just bulk. That's not necessary. A lot of times guys are like, do I need to just train more? Should I do tons of volume? All this stuff is showing this stuff with high volume. No, that's not even really it either. In fact, I've had many novice lifters who were kind of stuck. They weren't getting stronger. They weren't really getting bigger, and they were doing 20 plus sets per week. Not really the way. I'm going to say a couple of key points, really the key. Number one, you have to keep in mind you're never going to gain muscle fast. I'm sorry, that's just a reality. It takes years to really put on significant amounts of muscle, but that time is going to pass anyway. So always keep that in mind. When I say that, it's not to deter you. It's to say that you have to be thinking about the long haul. Okay? You got to think about the long haul. You guys just watched me squat 500 pounds there. I can assure you, most of you, that's going to take some time. Now, granted, I'm an old man. So for the younger guys chiming in who are unaware, I'm almost 50 years old. Yes, and you still saw me squatting 500 pounds. So, but the thing is, muscle gain's a slow process. It's a slow process. And you have to accept that. Number one, you have to accept that it's a slow process. And that will teach you that you have to be patient. You have to be consistent. But remember, that time is going to pass either way. So if you want to get big, you might as well start putting in the work now and be consistent with it. And you should probably do so efficiently and effectively. Okay? Definitely a good idea, because like I said, the time is going to pass either way, so let's just get the most out of it. And I think that's really the reality most people are looking for. I think most people looking for real info probably have realized by now there's not really a lot of shortcuts. So how can we just get there at all? Okay, how do we go about just making it happen? Well, number one, you don't necessarily need to bulk. Not saying some people wouldn't benefit from it. By and large, what people are thinking of as a bulk necessary. Very slow gain or even recomposition. But we'll get to nutrition in a minute. The real key is the training, because that's always going to be key. Nutrition will optimize it, but the training is what stimulates it. So are you training hard enough? And by hard, I don't mean are you doing a bunch of triple drop sets on concentration curls. That's not training hard. How hard are you training on the big exercises? And I'm not telling you not to do curls. I do curls. I do tricep work. I do delt work. I isolate plenty of stuff. I isolate my quads. We isolate stuff. Yeah, absolutely. As finishers at the very end of your workout. Okay. Your big lifts. Are you pushing them hard? Are you pushing them heavy? Are you pushing them with progressive overload? Are you making sure that you get stronger week to week on those? Especially if you're starting out, things like your squats, your deadlifts, your bench presses, your pull-ups, your rows. Okay, the bread and butter. Maybe pull-ups, maybe not weighted. Maybe you're having to use a machine assist or a reverse band still. Are you adding reps? Right? We've got to be making progress. You have to be progress oriented. We have to be getting stronger on those big exercises, which means you're either adding weight or adding reps. So you have to train them hard and with decent form. I'm not telling you to bounce weights. Notice all my pressing is paused. My deadlifts, we use good technique. We reset each rep. Squats controlled. I'm telling you to use good form, but you have to train hard and you have to have progressive overload. Then when it comes to the other things like the curls and the smaller movements, are you taking them through an effective range of motion? Are you controlling the weight? Are you taking them till they reach close to failure or reach muscle failure? Are you taking them to where you can't do another rep without form breaking down? To where, I'm not telling you to cheat and do crappy reps. Are you taking them to at least fatigue or to momentary muscle failure? Early on, when you're still learning and you learn how to feel where failure is, you probably need to do some of that. You got to train hard, guys. Okay, you have to train hard. Like you'll see me take these band curls to failure. That's the last exercise of the day for me, by the way. That same workout, I did pull-ups, I did 2 types of rows, I did a couple different types of curls first. Then we finished with the bands. You got to take them till they fail. And you can't. I couldn't do another rep there. That's what we mean. Okay? Don't train with too much volume. Unless you have built the work capacity, you don't need probably more than about 10 sets a week. Most of you novice guys, minimum of 5 really, really, really hard sets per muscle group per week, up to about 10. I can tell you right now as a novice, 10 hard sets a week on every muscle group, you will grow. You will absolutely grow. Even 6 to 10, if they're high quality sets. But I would aim closer to 10. What do you mean by 10 sets? Maybe 3 sets of bench press, 3 sets of incline, 3 sets of flies, 3 or 4 sets of flies after. That's a perfect example. Taken hard with progressive overload. Okay? Are you hitting everything from a couple different angles? You're using a good range of motion. Are you making sure you're stimulating the muscles? So the big movements, you need to be progressing. We need to be getting strong on those big barbell movements. All this other stuff, we need to be seeing progress, and you need to be training hard. You need to be training through decent ranges of motion under control. Okay? Probably around 10 sets a week. Most of you will not benefit. If you do not have a massive work capacity and a great lifestyle, you probably don't need to be doing 20 sets. You may be more than you can handle. You may not recover effectively. I'm just telling you the reality. Okay? That's number 1. Number 2, come to all your recovery stuff. Biggest keys to gaining muscle then, good nutrition, quality nutrition. Not telling you supplements or anything. I'm telling you eat real foods, whole foods, meat, dairy, eggs, grains, fruits, vegetables, whole foods, guys. Focus on that. Make sure you get plenty of protein. Eat clean, eat healthy, eat plenty of it. Eat enough to at least sustain your body weight. All right, and last but not least, try to get 8 hours of sleep every night. Make that a priority. In fact, if you're like, I really want to gain muscle fast, and you aren't sleeping 8 hours a night, I can tell you right now, you are leaving gains on the table. Rest and recovery are everything. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I'll talk to you guys and gals next time.